everybody. I'm Madison. My idea actually kind of took a different route than I anticipated it to. So my idea is called Cultivating Resiliency, and it's actually a nonprofit organization, more so business model than anything else. I feel like one of the biggest issues that the agriculture industry faces today is farmer suicide and farmer mental health. I mean, mental health in general is something that we're, facing an epidemic in nationwide, given the current circumstances. And then for farmers, this has been going on for forever. So I wanted to provide a platform to the agriculture industry for both men and women farmers that would give them this sanctuary space where they're able to come together and talk with either a counselor or with a group in general about what they're facing, the problems that they're going through, whether that be, financial, entrepreneurial, mental health. I think that they just need that outlet. There's a stigma in the world, especially in the agriculture industry, that we can't have feelings. We can't be upset. We have to be tough and we have to move on. But farmer suicide rates are not anything that we want to mess with. They're up 40% over the last 2 decades, and I feel like we can innovate technology all day long, and that's amazing and that's great. But what are we going to do if we don't have the farmer to use it?
Great. All right, Jesse, we'll go ahead and start with you for Q&A.
Madison, so how are you going to come up with a farmer-based network or something like that to first garner to see if farmers would be willing to talk about their problems? And then 2, how are you going to come up with something to let people know that this is a service that is available to them?
Right. So I think one of the most equipped ways, the best connection that I have to make those connections with farmers is Farm Bureau. I was the Putnam County Farm Bureau public relations intern last year, and I really got inside with a great group of an older generation group of farmers which faces this same problem. It's not just my generation. So I think that tapping into groups like Farm Bureau is a great opportunity and a great way to build that personal connection with those farmers. And on top of that, as far as really branching out, I would like for businesses to be able to make the connection with Cultivating Resiliency through a form of subscription box. It would be a quarterly subscription box, possibly, where businesses such as, hemp farms or writers or Farm Bureau, they're able to donate books or stress balls or CBD oil, and that these stress relieving mental illness somewhat relief would aid the farmers. So this would give both the opportunity for the word to spread through these products, as well as the opportunity for the farmers and the businesses to have that interaction.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted you to know I was touched by watching the video. It's really like kind of a bold move to address this issue. I guess my question is, how from I don't even want to say revenue or money make, how do you kind of sustain it? I like the idea of doing it as a nonprofit. Ag Launch is a nonprofit for the same reason as we're doing things that are for the public good, but kind of how do you think about building this in a way that you can actually, grow it, reach people and sustain it?
Right. So I would hope that one of our main forms of income would be through that subscription box. I wouldn't want it to be to the point that it was a financial burden for the farmer. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think if they understand that that's what is sustaining this outlet for them, that they would be more willing to, subscribe to that opportunity, whether it's $20 quarterly or, $7 for a monthly box. I would really like for the subscription service to be the main form of revenue and sustainability for Cultivating Resiliency. I've also tossed around the idea of, maybe a business sponsors a month, or, it just depends upon how willing counselors are to donate their time, how willing the farmers are to help one another. It just depends on what the community itself brings together. But at a very raw, basic foundation, I would like for the subscription box to be the sustaining portion.
Gotcha. And then have you thought, I can't remember from your pitch, it's been a couple of days since I saw it, but are you interacting with ag media, like the farm journals and groups like that? Was that an outlet to be able to pick up more farmers or to put the word out?
Definitely. I mean, like we've got the cooperative just over in Laverne. We've got our Tennessee Farm Bureau magazine. I think outlets like that are great. And then just rural newspapers, because that's the generation that I really feel like is battling this. You know, between 40 and 60 years old is a really tough time for a farmer. And so I think that finding that group and that network is essential.
Randy, we'll go with you.
Yeah, Madison, it was really a great presentation on this issue. And by the way, farmers over 60 are even harder to deal with. So, but I was really touched by the opportunity that you had a quiz or something, I think, in order to determine farmers' particular strengths or weaknesses and place them with peer groups. I like that idea. How, do you think there's openings for like a field rep, somebody to actually go out and recruit farmers into the program like this? Because I can see a farmer having some issues, some stress issues, not really wanting to divulge that, but having peers who understand what they're going through. I can see that and making that connection. And I noticed you had a quiz. Is there any other motivational aspects you've thought about in order to recruit those farmers into those triads that you were talking about? Or is that a question? I'm not sure I asked you a question.
So I think word of mouth, and you know, like I said, there's that stigma that we have to figure out a way to break through. The quiz is the main way because I feel like it's not so like opening my heart. It's very blunt. You know, I'm going to fill out this form and they're going to put me with two other people. So that was kind of the thought process behind placing them with someone that's technical, someone that's entrepreneurial, and someone that's financial.
Yeah.
Putting them in one of those three like bubbles, so to speak.
Yeah.
But no, I think that again, being involved in, you know, even if we just had a rep starting now in the middle east and western region of Tennessee that was able to go to like the Putnam County Pinnacle dinner where there's all these farmers that are there that, you know, they're able to put a face with them, get to know them, be like, look, this is kind of what we're doing, in a very casual, non-stress inducing way.
As far as counseling support, where do you see professional counseling being involved in it? How do they come into it to help answer some of those questions that may come up?
So I would like for there to be a forum, and that would be the opportunity for the farmers to come in as anonymous as they would like to be and be like, look, this is what I'm going through. If a fellow farmer or a counselor could address this situation and help me out. And then I would also like to have, you know, the connections with the National Suicide Hotline, and then the opportunity for them to make, again, however anonymous they feel that the appointment needs to be, whether that be over Zoom or a phone call. And, you know, technology, the way that we've evolved through this pandemic has really shifted the way that we take our mental health as far as appointments go. Like counseling services have really moved online, on the phone. It's amazing the opportunities that are there. And so I would really like to harness that.
Okay.
All right, we have come to time. So